moving on from there, we have another fixture which doesn't have a lot of history when it comes to the Champions League. We have Atletico Madrid facing off Dortmund, and we know what Atletico can do in the Champions League. They are a very controversial side. They play more with mentality. Their coaches, one man who likes very physical game, very frustrating game, and all of that. So we want to see how this Dortmund team with their young manager and inexperienced manager in the Champions League would also want to bring up to see, to actually drive home some points. So let me start with you, Bruno. What do you think of this fixture between Atletico Madrid and Dortmund?
All right, so thank you. So this season, when you look at Borussia Dortmund, anytime they are playing at home, they hardly lose matches at their home yard. And in the Champions League too, they didn't lose any match. They played 2 draws then.
Okay.
Yeah. And unlike Atletico Madrid, who also in the Champions League, they have been playing a very good football. It was just quite unfortunate. I thought at least Inter Milan would have
rather progressed to this stage of the competition.
It didn't work that way, because when you look at Atletico Madrid, anytime you go to their home yard, if you don't score them a high margin of goals and you go to their home yard, it is very difficult for you to even score, because they are more of defensive. They can just score you 1-2 goals, then they'll play defense for the whole of the 90 minutes. And going into this match, when you talk about defensive, Atletico can contain Dortmund, but it's a game. They don't have much history when it comes to the Champions League. Both sides are meeting for the first time in the semis, and I'm just placing my card on any team to win.
Okay, all right. So Bruno thinking any of them can go through, and we want to see what Ogidi also has to say by way of first impressions into the game.
I think it's one of the matches that many eyes are not.
More like underdogs.
Yeah, underdogs. It's going to be thrilling, because and Dortmund proves to be one of the underdog match of this year's final.
Okay.
The Champions League. Now looking at these two teams, what they've done in previous years, Dortmund will look to be maybe the new side in this. Looking at how they don't really qualify for the final, but they have such experience in the semi-final, the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So I see it to be one of the underdogs match who will give us a good and exciting match. Looking at these two coaches, and them to be new. Diego Simeone the first time meeting terzic. Terzic the first time meeting Diego Simeone. So it's going to be thrilling match.
So a lot to expect already. These are underdog teams, but of course you cannot write off the abilities of the likes of Simeone in the Champions League. He is able to knock out the big guns, having a history of knocking out Barcelona and even Bayern at some point. So we want to see the other side of the coin, where these two teams are playing a side of the quarterfinal, where should they qualify, they come to meet either Barcelona or PSG, and of course that is a very good one for them, in that the favorite for the competition have all been paired on the other side of the flank. So this is actually an interesting game with the mindset that if you win in the Atletico match, then of course whoever you are meeting, either PSG or Barcelona, it will be on the easy side, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. So thank you very much. As you rightly said, so when you look at the Atletico Madrid match and the Dortmund match, the winner of this match will meet either Barcelona or PSG. So in case Atletico should progress and it should meet Barcelona, it will be an advantage for them, with the fact that they both play in the same league, and therefore at least the familiarity is a little there. But when they should meet PSG, that is where it will be a little dicey for them, because with the likes of Mbappe, who has a lot of pace, speed, and it will be a threat for the Atletico Madrid team. But as you said earlier on, you see, when you look at Atletico Madrid, Simeone does not build the team around one particular player. So it helps their team to play as a uniform team. Both players, the team is not centered around one particular player. They all attack, they all defend, which is an advantage for them. So when you are playing against them, mostly it is very difficult to penetrate their defense. Now you realize he's playing 3 backs and 4 midfielders. Anytime the opponent is attacking them, the midfielders will join their defense, making them serve, and penetrating is very, very difficult, which makes them very strong anytime you are playing against them, and scoring them becomes very difficult. So I'm tipping if Atletico Madrid should qualify, it should either meet Barcelona, and that will be a good advantage for them.
All right. So, how do you call it? Atletico Madrid has been a very solid side when it comes to defensive. They defend very well, and they are also very aggressive in play, and they tend to frustrate a lot of teams. If your team is not that strong, mentally, they can easily frustrate you and then go away with a 1-0 lead or something. Is it something that, how do you call it, Terzic's young side can actually handle? If you look at the Dortmund side, can they handle such mental game? I mean, physicality and all the aggressive play that Simeone will be bringing in on that day?
I think they can handle, but not to that large extent. They can, because like Bruno said, Simeone is a coach that builds the team around the whole 11 players.
Okay.
I mean, even tries to involve the keeper in matches. So, I mean, it's for terzic team to come toe to toe with Atletico to be very, very huge task. Maybe he should just look at how he's going to get loopholes in the team and try to find areas there. For you to match with Atletico, you will find wanting. But this is a team that is very aggressive. When defending, they are very aggressive. And the Paul will be coming back for this quarterfinal. You're having Witsel defending. Now Witsel was Witsel too was from Dortmund.
Dortmund, yes.
So he's bringing some ideas from Dortmund
as well.
So if you want to go toe to toe with this team, I think you'll find wanting. So all you have to do is just since Dortmund is a young team and can run very well, just find loopholes in the team and use that one, because if you want to go with this physicality, you find wanting.
Right. Atletico has a lot of big names as well. It's not only the defensive side that they are very good. Now in their forward lineup, they have Griezmann, they have Memphis Depay, and these players are actually giving a lot of very good performance this season, especially with Griezmann. And with the likes of Dortmund, we also have some good players in there. We have Sancho and other players who are helping to push the team to where they are now in the Champions League. Do you think that individually the players in either teams are good enough to see the game through?
Yeah, so as you said, both sides, I mean, the kind of players they have, I'll say they are quite good. That is where they have reached they have reached. But when we are talking about the mentality of the individual players, I'll say that the players of Atletico Madrid, their mentality when it comes to Champions League is a bit, up compared to the likes of players of Dortmund. Because Dortmund, we have the likes of Jordan Sancho. We all saw him came to Manchester United. He was previously with Dortmund before joining Manchester United. We saw his mentality and how he plays. Some kind of, I'll not say a lazy player, but he's not that kind when it comes to physical kind of game. When you're playing against Atletico Madrid, you have to have the physique.
You have to be tough.
Because, yes, physically you have to be strong and mentally strong. But when you look at this kind of players, Jordan Sancho, Adeyemi, and the other kinds, I don't think mentally and physically they are that kind strong compared to the likes of the players of AC Madrid.
All right. So it seems the odds actually tilt a bit in favor of Atletico, and in this first fixture they are playing at home, and so we would expect them to actually come out with a win. Awaiting the second leg in the Signal Iduna Park later in subsequent weeks. So let's also look at your predictions as well going into this game, and any additional info you want to give us on this match.
Well, thank you very much. I think for this match, I'm tipping Dortmund. No, I'm tipping Atletico to win comfortably. Because like Bruno said, experience counts very well.
Experience in the
Champions League. Looking at this Dortmund team, it's quite a young team, rather. Quite a young team. Even though they have
as well.
Yes, quite a young team. And Diego Simeone, looking at how he fancies, at least, he's been at school for a long time.
Yeah.
If fancies at least, let me
Yeah, and
use
he's
this
worked
opportunity.
with a lot of the players for
Let
a
me
long
try
time
and
as well.
qualify for semi-final and see what can happen.
Yeah.
Looking at Barca and PSG. Oh wow! Let me try, maybe I can get to the finals.
Yeah.
So I'm tipping Atletico to win comfortably. The first maybe a 2-0 win, maybe
Okay.
a draw at the Dortmund.
All right. So Bruno, your scoreline.
All right. So as my brother rightly said, Atletico, they have the winning mentality. We all saw their game against Inter after losing the first leg 1-0. Yeah. When they came back, they were able to come back scoring 2 and taking the game to a penalty shootout. So I'm also putting my cards on Atletico Madrid to qualify to the next stage.
All right. So both you didn't give us the scoreline.
Probably a 2-0.
All right. So both our pundits going for a 2-0 scoreline in favor of Atletico Madrid, and they are placing their bets on the mentality of the players as well as the experience of the coach. And of course, for a very high-paid coach in Simeone, they expect that they should qualify comfortably to the semi-final. The last match of the quarterfinals will see Barcelona travel to PSG to face off Mbappe and his team. Now, this PSG squad are being coached by a coach who has actually been in the ranks of Barcelona, coaching them and even pushing them to win the trophy, the UCL trophy in 2015. And so this is a team that, will very much like to frustrate Barca and then move ahead to at least the final of the competition where they stand a chance to win the cup. Okay, this is a team where we have Mbappe trying to leave to Madrid, and of course for him, as if the rumors are true, then of course this will be his last season at PSG, and he'll want to land them the one trophy that has eluded them all these years. So let me come to the pundit and see what do you think about this match.
Supposed to be one of the quiet, but a good match as well.
Very good match with a lot of history.
They've met for some time now.
Yeah.
And both of them have had victory over each other. So it looks, and like you said, the coach from one side now leading the affairs of the other coach. Yeah. So it's looking very, very, very dicey. And now a legend here in charge of a coach of a team right now. So looking to, and Luis Enrique, when he was coaching, I think Xavi was around.
Yeah, he actually coached him.
That is it. So it's going to look like I'm meeting my own coach.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting my students.
Yeah.
I mean, a good match. But these two things, Barca, PSG. PSG is a good side. I mean, the last time they lost was to AC Milan, the group stages. And Barca, the last time they lost was with Villarreal and Bilbao in the Copa del Rey. So both on a form basis are very good.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it to be a good match. For now, let's talk. Maybe I'll see the prediction, but I can't see who to win now.
Who to win? All right. So let's come to Bruno and hear what he has to say as well.
All right. So thank you very much. So as my brother rightly said, this match will be a very good match to watch because we know both sides. They have met in the Champions League on several occasions, and therefore going into this match once again is going to be a very good match with the likes of players from both sides. Mbappe, we have the Rafinhas, we have the Lewandowskis. So you can imagine, it is going to be an attacking kind of football and very interesting one to watch.
Yeah.
As he rightly said, the PSG coach was once a coach of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And going to PSG, probably he might bring some of the tactics he used to employ at Barcelona to the boys and the strategies as well. So this match, it is going to be a very difficult match there when it comes to score lines. But I think with the players of Barcelona, when you look at the the front three with this young chap Yamal, he's doing very well. But this is Champions League. We are talking about experience. The boys who has played it before, but they have Lewandowski there, who they have played in the Champions League on several occasions. But I'm just looking at the defense also as well of Barcelona team. If they are not able to line up very well, Mbappe will cause a lot of threat for them.
Yeah.
This being, as you said earlier on, if rumors are true, which implies that this will be his last season at PSG, and therefore you also want to leaving a remark at PSG, which means that you come into this match with all the forces. I mean, trying to qualify the team, if probably to the final before he will leave, which will be a threat for the Barcelona team. But let's sit coolly and watch what comes out.
Right. So Mbappe will be playing his last season, of course, if the rumors are true, and because he will be leaving for Real Madrid, this match is actually a match of interest for him, because Barcelona happens to be the arch rivals of Real Madrid, and so if he's able to defeat Barcelona and knock them out of the Champions League, then I tell you, Real Madrid fans will be already happy with him before he even steps foot in Bernabeu. So a lot of interesting things coming out of there. The other side of the coin is where we have, the coach facing of his student, his player back in the day. And so coming into the tactical battle, we are talking about a coach who has the experience, has even won the Champions League, and has even won a lot of titles with Barcelona back in the day, and if you take PSG, after Neymar and Messi leaving, they are now trying to rebuild something, and with the rumors of Mbappe trying to leave and all of that, that's kind of unsettled the team to some extent. We also have a Barcelona side that has suffered a lot of injury as we speak now. Dion, Pedri, Gavi, and other players are actually out on injury, and for a young coach, this will be a very tough battle for him. So talking about the tactical battle, what do you think will be?
Thank you so much. I think I'll pick your side from the Barca Milford.
Yeah.
Now looking at they having to lose out Pedri, Gavi,
Frankie Dion.
These are three people who will give you all the pressing, all the attacking.
Yeah.
And looking at Luis Enrique, how he likes to possess more of the ball.
Yeah.
We have these three guys there. They can actually do the runs and get a ball for you. Now you don't have them.
Sure.
Definitely he might play Romeo.
Yeah. Romeo. Yeah.
You can't play Romeo against Mbappe Milford.
Yeah.
This is a PSG team that. Then last time I was talking to a friend that PSG is not a team that is very good, but we tend to forget that they have the material there.
They have the materials.
There. Don't forget we have Guerrero there. We have Ocampos there. We have this Portuguese guy who scored wonderful goal at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now he's even at the bench.
Yeah.
So Mbappe leaving is not really that kind of disadvantage there. It's really an advantage for them.
For them to build a better team.
That is it.
Yeah.
So I think they have a huge chance over Barcelona in this side. A huge chance, because as Bruno said earlier, Barca's defense is not really the defense we know of the old days.
Yeah. And the attack is not even that sharp as previous years.
Lewandowski was banking goals in Bayern, but Barca, he can go for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month with no goal.
With no goal.
And it's not the Lewandowski that we know.
Yeah.
So I think they have a when it comes to tactical basis, now advantageously, Enrique is over Xavi.
Okay.
Because Xavi has a lot of players out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of players who are supposed to fill and match this PSG team.
Yeah.
So I'm tipping tactically Enrique to win over Xavi. Tactically to win over Xavi.
All right. So Xavi will actually have a lot of difficulty battling it out with Enrique in the field of action, and we would expect that Enrique will come up on top at the end of the day. So quickly, we will want to take the predictions from our pundits, and if there's any other thing they wish to inform us concerning this match, we will be glad to hear that.
All right, so thank you. So with this match, as you said earlier, Barca, they'll be missing their midfield. With the Gavi and Pedri this season, these two boys, when it comes to possessing the ball, they have done much for Barcelona, and they are the only boys who can dominate the midfield. But Xavi will be missing them.
Yeah,
we have Gundogan there. Gundogan has the experience, but the age factor is not helping him. So when it came to Barcelona, we were not able to see much of him.
Like he was at City.
Yes, as he was at Manchester City. And going into this match, as I said earlier on, PSG, they have the attack. Mbappe alone is a threat for the whole Barcelona team.